Welcome to Retail Retold, the stories behind how that store landed in your neighborhood. I'm Chris Ressa, in conversation with the people and stories shaping retail and real estate. Brought to you by DLC. Welcome to Retail Retold, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Ressa, and today I am joined by Tine Helton from DLC. Tina, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Chris.
So, Tina, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do at DLC?
I am a regional property manager. I manage all of our Midwest properties. So that expands from the Illinois area into Indiana and Ohio. And I just pretty much manage all the daily operations of those properties.
Very cool. So how long have you been in property management?
So property management has been about 10, almost 11 years now in some kind of capacity.
And before that?
Before that, I started out as an administrative assistant supporting leasing VPs and regional managers.
So you were in the leasing world in retail real estate. You make this move, you decide you want to move out of that into property management. Why?
So at CBL, which is where I started as an administrative assistant, they did this mass technology overhaul where they started to kind of draft their own CRM system. And as I became involved in that, I started really diving into the full process of like lead to lease to actual like billing of tenants. And I really started noticing, the different components of what it actually takes to manage a space or a center. And I was presented with an opportunity to go and become an assistant property manager and start to manage things instead of doing the deals. And I thought that sounded really interesting.
And so you make the jump. And was it what you thought when you jumped into property management?
Oh, definitely not.
How
um,
so?
So when I made the jump, it was into medical office buildings. And if anybody knows anything about dealing with doctors and nurses, they are a different breed. So you become pretty much everybody's on-call button for everything.
Got it. And that wasn't a part that you thought was part of the job.
Correct.
Um, so that happens. What made you stay in it then?
I am definitely not one to shy away from challenges. When things kind of get rough, I get tough, for lack of a better term, and I just want to continue to learn and become better. I don't like to stay stagnant. I don't like to go backwards. So, I was presented with a challenge, and I just took it on and wanted to learn more and learn how I could take it and make myself better and be better for the tenants.
Perfect segue. So you mentioned always getting better. One of the things that you do, and one of the reasons I thought it'd be so interesting to have you on the show, is you're part of IREM. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about IREM?
Yeah. IREM is the International Institute for Property Managers and Asset Managers. And they basically are this worldwide organization that provides better networking, education opportunities for property managers, asset managers to just become better. And when I joined IREM, it was a way for me to just really make myself better. I wanted to just dive into the world. And of education, certifications, and just networking to kind of tap into a bigger pool of people that I could learn from. So I joined IREM, I guess it's been about 4 years now, and I have never looked back. I'm just everything IREM now.
So, um, and what do you do for IREM today?
So today I sit on the IREM Foundation's board of directors, which IREM is, the IREM Foundation is the 501c3 for IREM. They are able to raise money and give it to scholarships, grants, research, that kind of thing. And what we do is we raise a lot of money for those causes, and we also make decisions on how we can support the members and missions for IREM. And next year, well, currently this year, since we're in January now, I have been asked to be on the National Committee for Membership Engagement, which will help improve getting more and more members to join IREM across the US and even across the world.
So, a lot of industries have trade organizations, multiple organizations sometimes support any one industry. And I think when someone joins, it's hard to figure out how to maximize the benefits of a trade organization. So what did you do, right? In 4 years, you went from just a normal member, now you're on the board. So obviously you maximized the benefits of the organization. You joined. Bring me back to 4 years ago. You joined. What's the first thing you did there?
So the first thing I did was really just get on the website and started browsing what IREM could give us. And as far as I am concerned, logistically, I don't live anywhere close to my local chapters. I'm 2 hours away from Knoxville. I'm 2 hours away from Nashville. 2 hours away from Atlanta. So getting involved on a local chapter level is not super easy for me. So I needed to kind of think of where I needed to go to really maximize that capacity. So I started out with looking at the certifications because I wanted to join for myself first off. So I looked at the ACOM, which is the Accredited Commercial Manager certification. And at that time, I applied for a scholarship because the company I was at didn't have any kind of professional development program. And financially, I wasn't in a place to really invest. And I was awarded a scholarship from the foundation for about 75% of it. And after I was given that, I signed up for my classes not even 24 hours later. And wasn't long until I passed that and gained my ACOM certification. So once you get that, you kind of get really involved because you go into their national database of ACOMs. You start to get letters from headquarters and giving you more opportunities.
So let's back up. So you started studying for the ACOM, and at
Mhm.
the same time, you applied for a traditional college scholarship.
Well, it's not a traditional college scholarship per se. It's a scholarship through the Iron Foundation. Any member, even non-members now, can apply for help in order to get some kind of certification through IREM, whether it be your ACOM, your CPM, or even the residential manager certification. And it's just one of the ways that the foundation supports the education and getting better. So I had to put together a scholarship application in order to earn some kind of funding for that ACOM certification.
And what type of classes did you start taking for the ACOM?
Yeah, so there is three classes for the ACOM. It's managing maintenance operations, managing commercial operations, and then an ethics course. All IREM certifications require you to take an ethics course because as a member of IREM, we stand to uphold a code of ethics.
And how long did that take?
So I did my courses very quickly. When I start a course, I don't like to get up. So it didn't take me very long. It probably took me about 2, 3 weeks to take the courses, and then scheduling the exam was the part that took the longest.
One of the things that some of these organizations in many industries that are accredited struggle to do, and I'm curious, and this might be a challenge to you and or Iron, is to get companies to view this as a prerequisite or view it as something that matters in the job uh, candidacy for anybody. And so my question is IREM doing anything for property owners, for brokerage firms to try to say, hey, you should want IREM accredited candidates?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Absolutely, they are. This is something that's super important to IREM to kind of show that those designations are important and that they make their individuals elite. So what IREM has done in 2024 and 2025 is they've made individual publications that kind of can go out and anybody can share them. What the benefits are of hiring somebody with each individual accreditation. Like for example, the benefits of hiring a CPM is they usually go further in their career. They make so much in a salary compared to somebody else. They are in these many supervisory roles compared to somebody who's not. They hold this much education like per hour versus somebody who hasn't per se. Just things like that that kind of show what makes somebody with that designation higher than somebody who isn't.
And are there examples of companies that are like on a job description putting requirements IRM certified? Is that happening?
There are a lot of job postings nowadays that include CPM, or I believe BOMA has one too, and I can't remember what it's called. RPA maybe or something like that, where that's a prerequisite for to become a
Hired.
yep.
Very cool. You mentioned after you got the certification, you started getting opportunities. What were some of the opportunities that happened for you?
Well, so at the time, I was currently a senior property administrator for FNRP, and as soon as I emailed my boss and told him at the time that I had, passed my exam and I was getting that accreditation, I got promoted to full-fledged property manager and was handling my own properties. So it
Well, that's great.
was a direct result of that, which was really cool to see that, they were pretty serious about it. They took, me investing back in myself that serious as well. So, um, it was really just an eye opener to see, something where you invest in yourself and you really do go further, right? Um, and then later on, I got my certified property manager, which is a higher level of education and it requires more courses and more experience at IRM. And after I got that, I was promoted to a senior property manager. And I also won the worldwide Remy for ACOM of the year, which was really cool.
Wow. Wow. Very cool. And so, as it relates to the internal opportunities outside of the job stuff, what are some of the things that, either networking or education that IRM's given you?
Oh, well, it's given me so much. One of the things that I really love and enjoy about IREM is just, the network of peers and colleagues that it provides. I have just gained some of my closest friends through IREM. I know that if I ever have some kind of situation that I really just need an outside opinion on, I can call any of them and they will be glad to help no matter what. There's never anything about, competition or anything like that. They're very open. It's like an untapped pool of knowledge that you can get. So there's that. And I've also just been able to learn so much from people. Sometimes, we get kind of tunnel visioned in the way that we work and in the way that we see things. And being involved with other people and getting other people's perspective helps and kind of gives you a new way of thinking about things sometimes. And it develops a lot more effective ways to manage properties.
So, um, you've been, you're a relatively recent hire at DLC. How long have you been at DLC now?
8 months, almost 9 months.
And so how's that experience been?
I love DLC. It has definitely been the best move that I have made. The company is fantastic. I love the support that I get here, from top all the way down. My team is fantastic. I couldn't ask for a better team, better leaders, better managers. It's the full deal.
Do do you what is something unique about DLC and coming here that you didn't expect?
I think just the support of the employees. I mean, I knew from speaking to Travis that people were valued, but it really makes a difference when you're in it and you see it. When you work for somebody and you feel like you're valued, you'll run through a wall for them. I mean, I will work until I can't work anymore for this company just because I know that they value me the same, and that's just it's an amazing feeling to be a part of.
Very cool. And so tell us a little bit more. By the way, that's good to hear. That's flattering. I'm excited that you feel that way. Um, Tell us a little more about you. What is Tina doing when she's not uh, solving to a major urgent water line break?
Well, we don't like those, so hopefully there's not too many of those. I am just a mom at home. I have a 4-year, almost 5-year-old. I just love to spend time with her, and I'm an avid sports fan. Go Birds! And between those two things, I just enjoy learning and getting better in every aspect of my life. It's not just property management. If I can learn something new, it's a good day.
What at 4 or 5 years old, what are we into these days?
Oh, everything.
Huh.
No, it's a lot of princess stuff right now.
We just went through in my house, my daughter's 8. We just went through the bedroom transformation from princess to big girl room.
Uh-huh.
So, that was a big deal. We were very into princesses as well. Um, I've been in that stage. I know that stage. It lasted longer than I expected, but, yes, I know that stage all too well. So, what's what's what has kept you in to wanna do more in IREM?
Yeah, so that's kind of a twofold question. First, it's IREM's foundation and that original scholarship that really gave me the opportunity to move forward in my career. That just sits with me really, really heavy. I want to be able to give back. I want other people to never experience, being constrained by money or whatever it may be. So being involved with the foundation and just being able to give back, whether it's my time, my efforts, what it may be, that's my biggest thing. And then second is just the want to always get better and just to be a part of that community. It's fantastic, and I just like I said, never want to stay stagnant. I always want to grow, and IREM is very at the forefront of finding different trainings, different courses, different, webinars and stuff that we can get involved in to just keep getting better.
Very cool. What's next at DLC for you?
Well, that's a good question. I don't want to stay where I'm at. I want to keep growing. So I'm just going to continue to better myself and keep grinding and showing what I can do and how I can continue to be an asset.
Well, what are you working on right now? Like, from a development perspective for you?
Uh, Professionally, I am working on several IREM courses. It's kind of a little silly because I'm not involved in affordable housing, but I have just signed up for an affordable housing course just because I want to learn and expand my knowledge a little bit. And sometimes I feel that that helps know your environment, even around our centers sometimes. So I'm involved in that right now. And I'm also pretty heavily involved in learning about just how our members, what they really take from IREM and what keeps them coming back. So those are kind of 2 different folds of things that I'm currently really invested in and learning about.
What would be a successful year for you, 2026 at DLC? You sit here in December of 2026 and you say, "Wow, I had a really good year at DLC." What happened?
Oh, that's a tough one. Now you're catching me off guard. I think honestly, first off, just continuing to be a part of the growth that we have. Last year was really cool to be a part of and to see, and, I wanna do that this year too, be a part of all of the transactions that we have, continue to work and improve on the processes, and continue to just be the best teammate that I can be on the team. If I look back in 2026 in December and say, I did the best that I could in being a good teammate, being a leader on the team, then that's success.
Awesome. Could we throw in there, maybe under budget on all our CapEx projects? Can we throw that in?
Absolutely. We always strive for that.
Awesome, I'm kidding. Maybe not really, but a little bit. Every joke's half true. Uh, well, listen, Tina, this has been, fantastic. I really appreciate you coming here and sharing your story, and, wish you nothing but success. Excited you're on our team, and, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no problem. That's it.
Appreciate you watching. Hit subscribe. See you in the next one.